Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 455-718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
CaribJet, the most experienced travel agency company in Grenada, serving our clients and businesses for over 40 years. IATA accredited, we issue tickets on 280 airlines, representatives for Condor, the German airlines, and main agents for Virgin, KLM and Air France, who are specialists to the Middle East. Walk in to our ticket office at Maurice Bishop Highway, call 439-4444, WhatsApp 534-7755 or visit caribjet.com.
Get ready for a night you'll never forget. A night of love. The most enchanting evening of Lovers Rock at the National Cricket Stadium on Saturday, May 13th. Prepare to be serenaded by our incredible headliners. The soulful Christopher Martin.
I do love to make sweet, 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 sweet love to you.
The legendary Sanchez.
You say you love me, baby. I can't wait till the morning comes.
Plus, the talented Dwayne Stevenson.
A word from the wise, don't try to make life on your own.
Together with local sensation, Vaughn. Gates open at 9 p.m. Showtime 10 p.m. Tickets are now $100. Or you can elevate your experience with our VIP for $500. The VIP experience includes front of stage access, unlimited premium liquor and cocktails, a delectable 4-course food menu, private ushered access to the venue, VIP parking, and exclusive photo ops, and meet and greet opportunities with our headliners. Tickets available at GoToFet or any of the Sunshine Promotions authorized outlets. Join us on this magical evening and let love take over at A Night of Love.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
At the NIS, our team proudly works to support the evolving needs of Grenadians. We have made some changes to our operations and want to keep you informed. Firstly, we are happy to introduce the new unemployment benefit. This benefit will provide an insured person with 50% of his or her former income in the case of sudden unemployment. To support this benefit and other benefits we offer, it was necessary to increase the contribution rate. The contribution rate will increase gradually each year until it reaches 16% in 2031. As always, the contribution will be split between you and your employer. The pensionable age will also increase from 60 to 65 years. This increase will also be gradually reaching age 65 in 2029. Pensioners will continue to be eligible for a pension from age 60, but will receive a reduced payment. The NIS recognizes that the prices of basic customer goods are increasing globally. Therefore, we are happy to also increase the weekly minimum pension payment by 25%. Finally, we have adjusted our survivor's benefit payment to a percentage of the age pension minimum. Widows, widowers, and dependent parents will receive 100% or $58 weekly, while children will receive 50% or $29 weekly of the deceased's pension. We are here to make the transition to these new changes as clear and simple as possible. If you have any questions on how these changes impact you and your family, please contact our new informational hotline at 440-6647 or visit www.nisgrenada.org. Thank you for allowing us to be your social security provider.
Hello and welcome to the Mtv Evening News for Friday, the 12th of May. The news headlines are coming to you in association with Courts Grenada Limited. Coming up in the news this evening, several families mourning as two homicides are recorded within hours of each other in separate villages. Royal Grenada Police Force expresses concern with the increase in Grenada's crime rate. Creatives wrap up first ever National Cultural and Creative Industries Conference. And in sport, Sunsetters FC remains unbeaten in the Grenada Football Association Conference League 2021 playoffs. Details to those and other stories coming up for you. That's when we return after the break.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News comes to your compliment Nexa Credit Union. With you wherever your road leads.
But when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good evening, I'm Tony Julian with the details. One man is dead and others are nursing injuries following a chopping incident on Thursday night in one community in St. George, where it's alleged that a mentally challenged individual went on a vicious chopping spree in that village and also lit several houses on fire. We get more in a report from Troy Gill.
Residents in the community of Vendome St. George were fearing for their lives on Thursday night in what appeared to be a rampage by one mentally challenged man who, it is alleged, delivered several chop wounds to several individuals in the area, which led to the death of Jason Joseph, another man hospitalized, and also lit several houses on fire, including one belonging to Joseph, using torches as missiles. Our news team visited the scene and spoke to several residents in the area who were in shock by the incident, a first for them in that community. One elderly gentleman said he was shaken when he heard the news.
Just want a good friend. Anything I just do for me, you should do it. Right? You know, you want to call you, sir? Just come out and just now that you're going to have a bad friend for me. I don't see what happened last night with my eyes. But when I wake up this morning and I come out and I get the news, I see the place going down and everything. I was shocked to know what happened. When minister tell me what going on, if I know what going on, I said no.
Another young man recalling the gruesome event said the mentally challenged man also attempted to light the deceased Joseph on fire during the altercation.
It's very shocking and traumatizing because nobody wasn't expecting that. I mean, like, people was bawling and like everybody was like, don't know what to do because it was so surprising. First time we ever witnessed something like that in the community. It's sad to see that, young people are to, a young man are to lose his life so brutal. I mean, come on, you chop him up and then on top of that you still burn him to make sure he's dead. So,
according to a release from the Community Relations Department, detectives observed the motionless body of Jason Joseph lying in a drain alongside the public road away from his dwelling house. There were chop wounds to his head and hands and burn marks all over his body. He was pronounced dead by the medical practitioner. A 69-year-old male of the same address who also sustained chop wounds to his upper back is currently hospitalized. The suspect, Kevin Penny, 36 years old, unemployed, who lives close to where the body was found, was approached by police. He had chop wounds to his shoulder and leg. He resisted the police and his actions resulted in him being shot in the leg. He was taken to the General Hospital where he is now warded. Investigations are actively ongoing in this matter. An autopsy will be conducted to determine the cause of Mr. Joseph's death. From Mtv News, Troy Gill.
Meanwhile, Minister of Social Development Philip Telesford and other ministry officials also visited the scene of the homicide in Vendome on Friday morning to provide support to those affected by the events of Thursday night.
So we are here to offer some psychosocial support to those who are affected by this very unfortunate incident. And we are calling upon our young people, upon the men in our society, upon all of us as citizens to try their very best to control the responses to situations like these and to violent situations, because this is what really leads to arguments and so leads to violence. And so we ask people to really try to think twice about how they respond to situations. We understand that, of course, this individual is a mentally challenged person. And again, we do not know what people who are mentally challenged, we do not know how they're going to respond. And so again, we have to be conscious of these things, be conscious of what we say and how we respond and how we react to situations, and that will help to quell these sort of incidents.
Also present was the MP for the area, Ron Redhead.
Well, it's a gruesome act, heinous act. I think the community is certainly going to be traumatized of it. I did hear of the reports. I was in Karakou when the incident occurred, and immediately first thing this morning I ensured that I was down here. We're going to be visiting the various families affected, and we are going to offer as government every support possible that could help ease. Certainly psychosocial assistance with the housing and other aspects is going to be needed or required to bring the situation under control. But I am certainly aware that the community is distraught over the problem, and Vendome is normally a peaceful community, and to have such a gruesome act occur, I think people are going to be traumatized.
Meanwhile, within hours, another homicide took place, this time in a community in St. John on Friday, involving a man in his 50s who was found dead in his home, while a juvenile from the same community is currently in police custody assisting with investigations. Here once again is Troy Gill with that story.
Police are investigating another homicide, this time in Concord, St. John's, where 59-year-old farmer Lenny Ross was found dead in his home by relatives on Friday morning. Although details are a bit sketchy, according to reports, a juvenile, also from the area, is in police custody assisting with investigations. Brother of the deceased, Anthony Ramdeen, said he's surprised by the incident as the suspect and his brother had a cordial relationship.
It's a little bit shocking. I don't even know where to start or what to tell you. It's unfortunate. Rather surprising because, I get information on the accused, and to me it's like I'm wondering where did that come from, because at the end of the day I know that they had sort of like a mutual relationship. They never had any conflict or anything, so I'm wondering, where did that come from?
He said he was on his way out when he observed the police on their way in and thought they were coming to visit his brother, who lived a short distance away from his relatives and has had several run-ins with the law.
Yeah, it's a shocking news because I got up this morning getting ready to head out, and there were some officers on the scene, but I probably thought it was just one of those ordinary times where probably they came to maybe warn him, because I know that, sometimes he, misbehave, not in any kind of like I haven't seen him behave violently like that. You understand what I'm saying? But obviously, sometimes you drink and sometimes he would come and he would talk aloud and shout and stuff like that. But nonetheless, he was found dead in his home this morning. All right, and it's unfortunate, as I was saying, I was getting ready to go out. I saw the officers here and I left, and it's not until I reached down the road, because I didn't take nothing serious, yes, and so it's not until I reached down the road that I get the news from an individual down the road that my brother is dead.
However, despite his violent past, his brother has been keeping a low profile after his incarceration.
Yes, he has been convicted before and he has been sentenced to Her Majesty's prison, right? And he came out, and I guess they did quite a lot for him. I guess that's the reason why they keep you up there and to try to, take certain measures, kind of discipline you in certain ways. And he came out with some of these disciplines, right?
A heavy police presence was at the scene, including high-ranking officers within the RGPF. And after preliminary investigations, the body was removed by Otway Bailey Funeral Home. For Mtv News, Troy Gill.
In a briefing on the two homicides that took place on Thursday night and Friday morning respectively, officers of the Royal Grenada Police Force spoke on the issues of conflict resolution and the increase in violence in Grenada. We have more in this report.
We have to be mindful that the issue of conflict resolution if we do not learn to resolve the conflicts that exist, it can lead to situations like what we witness here today. We also speak about the issue of what looked like an uptick in violence. The uptick in violence, while we recognize it and we have to deal with it, it will require everybody to be involved.
That was Deputy Commissioner of Police Don McKenzie. There has been an increase in homicides on the island for this year 2023 compared to 2022, according to John Mitchell, Assistant Commissioner of Police.
It is very unfortunate that we are here today to deal with this situation of another homicide, coming off the backs of a homicide in Carriacou, coming off the backs last night again of another homicide in Vendome. In the history of the force, I can't remember Grenada having a homicide in such quick succession. It is certainly one of concern. We sympathize with the victims, the families. We also understand that the families of the person who would have committed homicides also have some significant grieving doing right now.
Assistant Superintendent attached to CID is Ryan Hall.
Well, certainly it will be a challenge in terms of the response or investigation, because as you realize, we had one last night and one now, so it takes a lot from us in terms of ensuring that we conduct that effective and efficient response in terms of investigation. But we are on top of things, and there is nothing affecting our ability to get it done safely. The two persons of concern, one is a juvenile, he's in custody, and the other is nursing injuries at the General Hospital.
Often, individuals may ask what happens in a criminal case if the witness or complainant is deceased, but has to give testimony in a criminal matter. Attorney at law Jerry Edwin explains.
Now, in the case where there is a witness who has deceased, and that witness had to give testimony in a criminal matter, it does not necessarily mean that the trial or the case would be aborted. However, if that person is the virtual complainant, that is the person against whom the offense was committed, in all likelihood, for the most part, the case would be aborted, because there is no witness to give key testimony against the accused.
Last week, the Simmons brothers robbery case was discontinued due to the death of the complainant. The brothers were arrested and charged back in September 2016 for robbery with violence. If a witness dies, the case can and usually will continue, except that the witness's testimony will no longer be available.
Because that person is not available to be cross-examined, and the trial therefore would in fact be a nullity. And that is why we want to distinguish between a witness dying and a virtual complainant, because when a witness passes, when that witness dies, there are other witnesses in the case who can support the indictment or the prosecutor's case.
According to Edwin, where a plaintiff is deceased, the matter will not be prosecuted by the DPP office.
But where that person who is deceased is actually the person against whom the offense is committed, it is very difficult, if not impossible, for a trial to proceed. And that's why you would see where virtual complainants have deceased, the court would ordinarily discharge the jury and the matter would be nullified, or what we say, nolli prost, not prosecuted by the DPP's office.
That's the first segment of the news. We'll be back with you after the break.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News came to you in association with Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide, the light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Nexa, 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 right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway, and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
My name is Alicia Mason, and I am the proud owner of Mason's Essentials. As an entrepreneur and mother, I am often thinking about my longevity as a business owner and helping to provide for my family. These days, we must all make more conscious decisions to maintain healthier lifestyles. I can tell you it's not easy, but it has its payoffs. One such payoff is being able to look forward to many healthy and productive years to help provide for ourselves and our families. I believe the increase in the pensionable age is a major positive for all Grenadians. We can continue contributing to the local workforce while we are still in our healthy and productive years. Also, the increase allows the NIS to save some funds, which will be used to ensure we can all have a livable pension when our time comes. If this increase isn't made now, then eventually the pension payment will be so insignificant, it might as well be called a small change instead of a pension. I look forward to contributing financially to my family until age 65. What about you?
Welcome back. Students at the St. Matthew's Roman Catholic School on Friday got the opportunity to showcase their innovations and creativity through a science fair. As the school prepares to pick its representative for the district competition, the students brought several science projects to life by creatively highlighting different aspects of nature. Here are some of those highlights from that science fair.
My name is Mr. Paul Marshall, and I'm the acting principal of the St. Matthew's Catholic School. Today we're having our mini science fair, getting ready for the district science fair. All the classes except grade 6 have items on display here, and our main focus is on the blue economy, flora and fauna, agricultural, freshwater systems, waste, energy and transport.
So this is the first layer, the emergent layer. So this is the tallest layer of the rainforest where the birds and the bats are. This is a 3D model of a mangrove. A mangrove is a tropical plant that is adapted to wet soil and salt water.
This is our food web, which is also a food chain.
This is our solar system. And first we have our sun. The sun is a star. And we have Mercury next. The Mercury is closest to the sun and is also the hottest planet.
And this is rubber. And this is fries. And this is soap. And this is perfume. And this is medicine.
And where did we get all of this from?
Plants.
The electrons are stored in the battery. The negative side is connected to the bulb and the positive side is connected to the switch. When I press the switch, the electrons flow through the wire and come to the bulb and make electricity. When volcanoes erupt, lava comes out from it, which is red. So.
This project tells us about the Earth's movement. This is the Earth. It rotates around the sun like this.
They're sick. They get medicine, and the family get their home, and flower for decoration, food for the school, and tree for the garden.
We will try to look at the items that would create the most impact in terms of scientific impact and in terms of creating a general outlook as to further going into science.
Friday, the 12th of May, marked the end of the first ever National Cultural and Creative Industries Conference, dubbed Unleash, where creatives and cultural practitioners from around the Tri-Island state gathered to learn, share, network, and develop a plan on the way forward within that industry. Well, our news team spoke with some of the participants about their experience. We hear more in a report from Danilo Holston.
The gathering of creatives from the different fields in the creative sector at the first ever National Cultural and Creative Industries Conference for the past 3 days was indeed momentous as they came together to learn, share, network, and develop the creative industry. As the conference came to a close on Friday following panel discussions, TED Talks and workshops, our news team spoke to just a few of the participants who shared their experience.
I have been happy to also experience areas that I have not done before. So the digital marketing presentation, the value of international property and protecting those things.
Experience so far, the speakers have been really dynamic and engaging. To see the scope of people's work and hear them talk so openly about the process, about the business behind it, and to really hear about the value of the creative economy and how we can think about creativity.
What really stuck with me was the fact that we could actually, as creatives, partake in the conversation to see how we can change and evolve and actually get a viable industry.
Prior to this, most of the creatives indicated that their works were not given the recognition that it deserves.
For me, as a writer, I have long felt not seen. My efforts have not been acknowledged. But coming in here, I'm happy that the government has made a special effort to represent all creatives in all capacities.
The creative industry is something that worldwide makes a lot of money. And in Grenada, creatives like myself, we still have to do other jobs.
One young man who is quite passionate about honing his craft as a dramatist, Alistair Amada, said he was more than excited to have been part of this.
And it's this administration, I have to say it like this, it's this administration that is making the connections that we need. This Unleash is a start. It's a revolution in a revolution.
Artists, authors, craftsmen and women and other creatives were also given the opportunity to showcase their works on Friday. This was followed by a number of cultural performances by local performers. Reporting for Mtv News, I am Donella Hoster.
It's Mother's Day weekend, and Sunshine Promotions will provide much-needed entertainment at its annual Mother's Day concert, A Night of Love. The event, which will be held at the National Stadium, will feature 2 international acts. Head of Marketing and Public Relations at the Sunshine Promotions is Akira Patterson.
The theme this year is strictly Lovers Rock, and in keeping with that theme, we are welcoming live from Jamaica Christopher Martin, Dwayne Stevenson, and the iconic Sanchez. Both Christopher Martin and Dwayne Stevenson have been here in the past before. Dwayne Stevenson and Sanchez have not been here since 10 years. So we are happy to welcome him back, both of them back after 10 years, and Christopher Martin as well. And of course, in True Sunshine Promotion spirit, we don't really do anything here without including our local international headliners, as we like to call them. So Vaughn and his Legacy Band will be opening up the acts. And we will also have a special presentation from our contest winner, that person that had the most popular video doing their cover of a Dwayne Stevenson, Christopher Martin, or Sanchez song. So we're looking forward to all of that and more inside of the National Stadium. Gates open at 9 and showtime is promptly at 10 p.m.
The Night of Love event also features a sweepstake component.
So for this sweepstake promotion, ticket holders, whether physical tickets that you would have purchased in our island-wide box office or tickets that you would have purchased through gotofet.com, are all entered into a weekly draw. Yesterday, actually, we gave away 20 different prizes, and we still have the grand prize draw, which includes a $1,000 shopping spree at Real Value IGA Supermarket. We have a Samsung Galaxy smartphone to give away, compliments flow, and so much more. And to enter, all you have to do is purchase a ticket. So once you already have a ticket in hand, you are automatically in the draw. And then we also have a special collaboration with our friends at Jonas Brown and Hubbard. This year, for the first time, Sunshine Promotions has actually collaborated with Hubbard's Grenada for their Live Free for 1 year promotion. What does that mean? Well, some lucky Live Free participant is actually going to live free at all of Sunshine Promotions' signature event for the year.
It's the MTV Evening News Friday. This week's edition of Total Local features Rhea Mitchell with her new music video, Never Give Up, a tribute to all mothers of the world.
I decided to drop this video, being as Mother's Day is just around the corner, you know. The song came about a couple years ago. I was at home and my cousin had encouraged me to, she knows that I love singing and I'm good at writing as well, so she encouraged me to write a song. And then I start listening one of Billie Eilish's songs, it's Ocean Eyes, and that's where I got the rhythm from. And I just started writing, and the song, the lyrics just started flowing and flowing. And I sent it out to a couple of my friends, and they said that they actually liked it.
Never giving up, never giving. At the end of the day, we must have to win. But glad we find our own strength, 'cause it comes from within. And me say thank you.
I got in touch with one of my very good friend, Adigon. Big up yourself, big up your whole self. That's my producer. He's been more than amazing and patient with me as well. And he came up with the rhythm for the song, which I love very much. And we decided to record the song last year, and we dropped the song last year. The only thing is I was not able to do the video for the song, so I decided I'll just wait. And then when Mother's Day is up, I'll go ahead and do that video. So I reached out to my very dear friend Troy Desant. That's my photographer slash videographer. Big up yourself, Troy. Thank you so much for being so patient with me. It took a while for us to get the song together. We did pieces, every now and then, because, you know, like we have work and everything like that.
Thank you, Mama, again and again. Never giving up, never giving. At the end of the day, we must have to win.
I'm looking forward to more. I'm doing more songs. I actually have another one that's almost ready. I've recorded it and everything already, so I'm just waiting to drop that one, and I'm also trying to write a few others. Sometimes it takes a while, but I'm doing my best, and I hope that you guys would take the time out to look at the video. If you haven't as yet, please like. And if you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook as well. The names for both social media handles are Riri Mitcharles. That's RIRIMITCHARLES. And also the song is available on YouTube. For purchasing, you can get it at Spotify and iTunes also.
Glad to find my own strength, 'cause it come from within. Let me say thank you, Mama, again and again.
That's the second segment of news. Regional highlights are coming up.
Big money, money, money. $3,000 every week for 3 months.
What?
Yes, it's the NLA's Crazy Cash Giveaway Promotion. Every week from April 11th to June 30th, 3 lucky Daily Games customers will randomly win $1,000 each week. Imagine winning as much as $36,000 in 12 weeks.
How?
Spend $12 in a single purchase on Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway. Look for the words Cash Winner on your tickets to collect $1,000. The more you spend $12 on your favorite daily games, the more chances you have to win. Must be 18 or older to participate. All prizes must be collected by July 7th, 2023. Other terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. NLA, making your dreams come true. Money, money, money.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Join us for the chocolate adventure of a lifetime. May 16th to the 21st, 2023.
Get ready for a night you'll never forget. A night of love. The most enchanting evening of Lovers Rock at the National Cricket Stadium on Saturday, May 13th. Prepare to be serenaded by our incredible headliners, the soulful Christopher Martin.
I do love to make sweet, 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 sweet love to you.
The legendary Sanchez.
You say you love me, baby. I can't wait till the morning comes.
Plus, the talented Dwayne Stevenson.
A word from the wise, don't try to make life on your own.
Together with local sensation, Vaughn. Gates open at 9 p.m. Showtime 10 p.m. Tickets are now $100. Or you can elevate your experience with our VIP for $500. The VIP experience includes front of stage access, unlimited premium liquor and cocktails, a delectable 4-course food menu, private ushered access to the venue, VIP parking, and exclusive photo ops, and meet and greet opportunities with our headliners. Tickets available at GoToFet or any of the Sunshine Promotions authorized outlets. Join us on this magical evening and let love take over at A Night of Love.
Are you into the agricultural industry? Do you want the funds to grow your business? Hortz Ready Cash Small Business Loans is launching the $20 million Agricultural Fund. All you need to apply is your ID, proof of address, and 2 references, and you will receive the funding to get the equipment, tools, products, staffing, and services to grow your business. Plus, you pay nothing down. Get flexible payment terms, fast approval, and a convenient hassle-free service. Don't hesitate. Apply today at www.readyfinancecaribbean.com or call 405-1257 or 405-3180. Hortz Ready Cash Small Business Loans. Every day, we help businesses succeed.
Building resilience is the responsibility of us all. That means planning in the event of more frequent and intense storms. Introducing a new product called Flexible Hurricane Protection, FHP. FHP provides protection against tropical storms through to Category 5 hurricanes. If a storm covered by your policy impacts your island, you get a payout automatically. No assessors, no adjusters. Pick the amount of coverage you need. Use the funds however you want to cover lost income, replace damaged equipment or crops, rebuild your business, or carry out quick repairs to your home. Getting started is easy. Simply visit www.corpefinsurance.com to select the coverage that's right for you or choose an annual premium that fits your budget. Pay the annual premium at your credit union before 1st June. It's that simple. Make FHP a key part of your yearly hurricane plan.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Arise Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Request, repay, repeat with Arisa's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Arisa's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Arisa loan terms and conditions apply. Arisa Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Welcome back, and now is Clifton James with this evening's Regional Roundup.
Good evening with tonight's MTV Regional Roundup. I am Clifton James. Over in Trinidad, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said opposition leader Kamala Bissau was out of place to write to Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley regarding the Brent Thomas matter. In an update, the PM said the move was wholly unnecessary. Trinidad and Tobago has one government, and that is the duly elected representative of the people. There is a role for the opposition and a role and responsibility for the government in managing the affairs of the state of Trinidad and Tobago. The latest self-promotion of the leader of the opposition as an insertion into the business of the handling of the sensitive Brent Thomas matter between the government of Barbados and the Royal Barbados Police Force and the government of Trinidad and Tobago and the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is a wholly unnecessary and out-of-place intrusion by the leader of the opposition. The interest of the people of Trinidad and Tobago will always be better served and protected if the country has one government at a time. The statement comes after Bissau wrote to Mottley seeking an investigation into the abduction of Trinidad and Tobago arms dealer Brent Thomas following his arrest in Barbados last October. In a letter addressed to PM Mottley dated May the 10th, Bissau said the matter calls for transparency and accountability, saying the incident has caused damage to both nations. Now, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the son of a prominent pastor will reappear in court in St. Vincent and the Grenadines on September the 18th this year after he pleaded not guilty to a charge that he indecently assaulted a 13-year-old girl by having her perform fellatio on him. The man, who is in his early 40s, appeared before the family court, where matters are held on camera because of the sensitive nature of the cases and to protect the alleged victims. Following his arraignment, the accused man exited the court in the company of his father, a prominent preacher and radio and television evangelist. Reports are that the complainant alleged that the accused committed the crime during the Sunday morning worship service last Sunday, May the 7th. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a person convicted of indecent assault of a child under the age of 13 faces a maximum penalty of 5 years imprisonment. The Antigua and Barbuda government announced Thursday that it is drawing ever closer to selling the Alpha Nero super yacht to a buyer. The government received 20 bids for the vessel, which is owned by sanctioned Russian oligarch Andrei Guryev. The yacht, which measures 82 meters, boasts luxury amenities that include 7 staterooms, a full gym, a spa, and a pool that doubles as a helipad. The 16-year-old vessel is worth approximately $80 million. A statement from Antigua and Barbuda's cabinet said, reports from the Antigua and Barbuda ambassador in Washington, USA, is that the US Treasury and the US State Department are collaborating to allow a new owner to take possession and be allowed to sail freely into US waters and elsewhere. The proceeds from the sale will go towards paying the debts incurred since the vessel sailed into Antigua's harbours more than 1 year ago. The overage will go into the Consolidated Fund, operated by the Antigua and Barbuda Treasury. Speaking at Thursday's post-cabinet media briefing, the Chief of Staff at the Office of the Prime Minister, Ambassador Lionel Hurst, said the government expects to receive a significant windfall from the vessel sale. That was your look around the region. I am Clifton James.
It's the MTV Evening News. We'll be back with you after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it, accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sporting highlights are next.
Big money, money, money. $3,000 every week for 3 months.
What?
Yes, it's the NLA's Crazy Cash Giveaway Promotion. Every week from April 11th to June 30th, 3 lucky Daily Games customers will randomly win $1,000 each week. Imagine winning as much as $36,000 in 12 weeks.
How?
Spend $12 in a single purchase on Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway. Look for the words Cash Winner on your tickets to collect $1,000. The more you spend $12 on your favorite daily games, the more chances you have to win. Must be 18 or older to participate. All prizes must be collected by July 7th, 2023. Other terms and conditions apply. See stores for details. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Money, money, money. In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Get ready for a night you'll never forget. A night of love. The most enchanting evening of Lovers Rock at the National Cricket Stadium on Saturday, May 13th. Prepare to be serenaded by our incredible headliners, the soulful Christopher Martin.
I do love to make sweet, 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 sweet love to you.
The legendary Sanchez.
You say you love me, baby. I can't wait till the morning comes.
Plus, the talented Dwayne Stevenson.
A word from the wise, don't try to make life on your own.
Together with local sensation, Vaughn. Gates open at 9 p.m. Showtime 10 p.m. Tickets are now $100. Or you can elevate your experience with our VIP for $500. The VIP experience includes front of stage access, unlimited premium liquor and cocktails, a delectable 4-course food menu, private ushered access to the venue, VIP parking, and exclusive photo ops, and meet and greet opportunities with our headliners. Tickets available at GoToFet or any of the Sunshine Promotions authorized outlets. Join us on this magical evening and let love take over at A Night of Love.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
Sunsetters FC remain unbeaten in the Grenada Football Association's Conference League 2021 playoffs. That story and more coming up in our sporting segment.
The MTV Evening Sports is brought to you in association with Courts, bringing value home.
Come home to Coats Ready Cash and get ready for Carnival with a loan of $3,000 or more, and you pay nothing for 60 days. Plus, you could be eligible for a reduced interest rate. So don't miss out. Get Carnival ready with flexible payment terms, hassle-free service, and fast approval. Now, all you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, job letter, 2 references. That's it. Apply now. Visit shopcoats.com. Come home to Coats Ready Cash. We ready when you are. Conditions apply.
Everybody push something in the air now.
A special evening to you now, sporting fans. Here's Donella Houston with your highlights.
Good evening, sporting fans. National football players Taj Joseph and Akim Belfon were both charged concerning a shooting incident at the St. Mark's Day celebrations. Taj Joseph and Akeem Belfon have been charged with attempted murder, possession of a firearm, and possession of ammunition. The incident happened on April 30th, according to a media release from the Royal Grenada Police Force. Joseph and Belfon appeared at the Victoria Magistrates Court on Monday and were remanded to prison. Joseph has a history of disciplinary issues in football. He was among 3 footballers banned by the Disciplinary Committee on the Grenada Football Association following an incident in 2020. Joseph, along with Kimo Sampson and Tavon Joseph, was suspended after an on-field altercation during a game between St. John Sports Club and Hard Rock, in which they were found guilty of causing physical injury to assistant referee Clinton Daniel. The players were all suspended and fined. President of the Grenada Volleyball Association, Stacey Ann Lake, said there are many things in place following the trials. She spoke to MTV Sports on Thursday with more details.
So after these trials, in terms of the persons who are selected, there will be training. So for the beach, for example, after we make the selection, which we've just about completed doing, we will be publishing those who have been selected to form part of the pool that will enter training. They will be in continuous training based on the fact that there are competitions that they need to participate in. As it relates to the indoor, there are 2 competitions coming up later this year for under 23 at the Eastern Caribbean level. One is in Dominica and one is in the British Virgin Islands for both female and male. For the association on a whole, though, what we will be doing after these trials is that we, of course, will be restarting National Clubs Championship. We will also be having our own tour here in Grenada where we'll be going to different parishes just to get back persons into volleyball and, get their enthusiasm back going as we prepare for club championship.
In the Grenada Football Association Conference League 2021 playoff, Sunsetters FC remains unbeaten with 13 points. They are 1 point above second place Happy Hill FC, who have played their 6 matches, and 3 points above third place St. David's FC, who have also played 6 matches. Shamrock SC, the Royal Grenada Police Force, and Fontenoy United all have 1 match in hand. On Sunday, May 14th, Fontenoy United will play Sunsetters FC at Busejo Playing Field, and Shamrock SC will play the Royal Grenada Police Force at Fur Playing Field. Now for an update on the game played on Thursday, 11th, at the Tanti Netball Facility in the Classic Lighting Caribbean National Netball Tournament. The Marlon Glean Fun City led in the first quarter 15 goals to 4. At the end of the second quarter, the score was 24-10, still in favor of the Marlon Glean Fun City. At the end of the third quarter, the score was 35-14. And at the end of the final whistle in the fourth quarter, the score was 47-23 in favor of Marlon Glean Fun City. And that's it for this evening's sports. I am Donella Hostan.
Thank you, Donella, for the latest sporting highlights there. And viewers, when we return, we'll have the public forecast information and a recap of the main stories.
The MTV Evening Sports was brought to you in association with Quartz, bringing value home.
MTV Weather Report comes to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
We believe in possibilities. We are strong. Together, we are Grenada.
Good Friday evening, viewers, with the nighttime and the weekend's weather forecast and meteorologist Wayne Williams. After a part cloudy start to the day, conditions improved significantly into the afternoon, with most of those clouds dissipating and brilliant sunshine shining through. The haze eased a bit. It's going to continue easing through the weekend. Still will be very slight. Winds are also snapping as a weak trough over the northern part of the islands moves into the area. No major change, still some cloudiness again over the northern and some of the central islands, brought some showers in the vicinity of Antigua and the Leeward Islands. Most of the cloudiness in the region right now centered over the Leeward Islands. As I said, some showers occurred there during the daytime, but in our area, dry air continues to dominate the region. Winds weakening a bit over the next couple of days, but no major change expected in weather conditions over the weekend. The forecast for Friday night is for clear conditions, windy at times, mostly towards the early part of the morning. The moon is going to rise at 1:15 tomorrow morning and set 1:13 tomorrow afternoon. Winds would continue to come from the east between 10 and 20 miles per hour, a bit lighter than last night. Minimum temperature of 24, just a 10% chance of some early sprinkles, mostly in inland hilly areas. Mostly sunny and windy conditions again on Saturday. Easterly winds 12 to 22 miles per hour with normal seas and 4 to 5 foot waves. Sunrise again 5:43, sunset 6:23. Another hot day. We're going to see quite a few of those. In the meantime, 33 will feel like 35. Very similar conditions on Sunday. Easterly winds 12 to 25 miles per hour. Normal seas 4 to 5 foot waves. 5:43 sunrise, 6:23 sunset. Temperatures again climbing to around 33 and feeling like 35. The start of the next work week will not bring much change. Mostly sunny skies, just about a 10 to 20% chance of some very, very brief nighttime showers if they do occur. Temperatures in the daytime very high, 33, feeling more like 35, and in the nighttime falling to around 24. That's it for me for Friday night and for this week, folks. Have yourself a great night, a safe and an enjoyable weekend, and remember, you can join me again on Monday.
MTV Weather Report was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
And now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Several families are in mourning as 2 homicides have been recorded within hours of each other in separate villages. Royal Grenada Police Force, meanwhile, is expressing concern with the increase in Grenada's crime rate. Creatives have wrapped up their first ever National Cultural and Creative Industries Conference. And in sport, Sunsetters FC remain unbeaten in the Grenada Football Association Conference League 2021 playoffs. We've had details to those and other stories to look to at the public forecast information. And so now, on behalf of the news and production departments, I'm Tony Julian. We'll wish you a safe and productive weekend, and mothers, in advance for what you're going to enjoy on Sunday, good Lord willing, a wonderful Mother's Day to you. And viewers, thank you for watching.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, Call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Lincoln Buxo of Levra St. Patrick passed away on Friday 21st April 2023 at the age of 68. He was the brother of Molly and June Buxo, uncle of Samantha, Norman, Portia, Betty and Sharina. Many other relatives and friends including Ali, Leroy, Charlie, Becca, Ginger, Tyrone, Ronnie, Phil, Miss Linda and Margaret, the Dwanaika and Ramsaran families, Frank Williams and family, Lou Wadali and family, Stephen Foley and family, the Buxo family worldwide, and friends and neighbors of Levra and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Lincoln Buxo of Levra St. Patrick will take place on Monday 15th May at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Patrick Anglican Church, and interment will be at the Churchyard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Gerald Hudson McMeo, also known as Brady, of Menorca St. David, a former member of the People's Revolutionary Army and retired member of staff of the Forestry Division Ministry of Agriculture, passed away on Saturday 29th April 2023 at the age of 66. He was the father of Sherry Charles, Vaughn and Nicosia Joseph, stepfather of Curl Charles, grandfather of Tamani, Tamia, Kiona and Kamal Joseph, and Amelia Hopkin Charles, brother of Cecilette, Irva Lazarus, Mosley, Errol, Winston, Rainier Paul, Paula McMeo, and Teresa Thomas, brother-in-law of Ruth Lett, Catherine, Bridget, and Yolanda McMeo, uncle of 16 including Raylene and Dana Lazarus McQuilkin, Renelle McMeo, Anisha John, and Nordica Jamer, nephew of Ancilia Mark, Bernadine Lett, and Augustine Greenwich. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Dale, Jeanette and Gemma Blackman, and Dunbar McMeo, Marilyn, Diane, Dawson and Julian, the Gabriel, McMeo and Lazarus families in the USA, London and Grenada, the Noel and Joseph families, and friends and neighbors of Vincent's, Pedmotar, Windsor Forest, Menorca and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Gerald Hudson McMeo, also known as Brady, of Menorca St. David, will take place on Tuesday 16th May at 1:30 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Dominic's Roman Catholic Church, Pedmotar, St. David, and interment will be at the Windsor Forest Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Arnold Frederick, also known as Salopui and Woodnose of Marley St. Patrick, passed away on Friday 21st April 2023 at the age of 59. He was the father of Shalon and Sheldon Jeremiah and Kevin Linton, grandfather of Levida Adams, Riley Jolly, R.J. Frederick, Shalona and Phage Jeremiah, brother of Knox and George Frederick, Terence Gilbert, Marcus Modeste, Mike Monroe, Leroy and Ralston McQueen, Mice Monroe, Sandra Delfish, Glenda Frederick, Lindy McQueen, Melina Cyrus, and Olive Phillip, father-in-law of Rachel Stafford, uncle of many, brother-in-law of Genta Richards. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Deborah, Joel, H.O., Dick, Debbie, Marilyn, Jude, Marla, Mackenzie, Dr. Thomas, Cecil, the Frederick family of Lamode, Celeste, and Sataz, the Philip family of Corinth, the Francois family of Mount Craven, Minister Joseph Andel and the constituency of St. Patrick West, the Celeste and Monroe families, and friends and neighbors of Marley and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Arnold Frederick, also known as Salopui and Woodnose of Marley St. Patrick, will take place on Tuesday, 16th May at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Satars Anglican Church, and interment will be at the Marley Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Deirdre Odette Campbell of New Hampshire St. George passed away on May 1st, 2023. At the age of 53, left to treasure her memory are her husband Ken Campbell, children Kenron and Krista Campbell, and Shanique Cox, son and daughter-in-law Makes Cox and Rena Campbell, grandchildren Caxon and Kaya Campbell, parents Michael Worm and Lillian Hewlin Best, adopted mother Veronica Worm, mother-in-law Noli Campbell, siblings Akim, Michael, Samantha, Kimberly, Kathy, Bernadette, Sean, Franklin, Sumintra, Dexter, Leonard, Bernard, Godfrey, Ezra, and Candy. Sisters-in-law Geneva Lawrence and Cheryl Primus. Aunts and uncles Leslie, Joylyn, Maureen, Judy, Kathy, Karen, Cecil, Edward, Ashley, Daphne, Teresa, Perlita, Delina, and Dorcas. Close friends and relatives including members of the clergy, including Bishop Baker and Bishop Kajou, among many others, members of the media, including Dawn Thomas and Suniti Maharaj, among many others, and other relatives and friends too numerous to mention. The funeral service for the late Deirdre Odette Campbell of New Hampshire St. George will take place on Wednesday, 17th May at 11 a.m. Funeral service will be held at the Gateway Assembly Caliste, St. George, and interment will be at the Wilberforce Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Donald Augustine Bartholomew, also known as Caliste, Swales, and Dada, of Munich, who resided at Grand Bachelet St. Andrew, passed away on Monday, 17th April 2023. At the age of 72, he was the father of Desmond Andrew in Trinidad, Adonis Bartholomew in Florida, Sally Ann Bartholomew and Kinta Benjamin in Canada, Norrin Jelliso, Neri, Gary, and Kendon Bartholomew. Adopted father of Rhonda and Lynette Batiste, Lisa Noel, Edwin, Joy, and Suzanne James. Grandfather of 22, including Dylan, Denisha, Tadisha, Jamal, Jamel, Neviah, Kadon, Tamara, Carlisha, Jordan, Kenton, and Rakim. Great-grandfather of Empress, Trinice, and Neviah. Brother of Michael and Gurin Bartholomew and Annie Jones. Many nieces and nephews. Brother-in-law of Mary. Father-in-law of Roland Jelliso, Michelda, and Lastling George. Many other relatives and friends including Mary Alexander and family, Glennis Charles, Bernadette Benjamin and family, best friend Egbert Felix and members of the Love Cooperation Band, Kenitha, Raslin, Nikosi, Nazar, Leo Horsford and family, Joyce Bartholomew and family, Norma, Risa Mason and family, members of the St. Martin de Porres RC Church, the Bartholomew, Caliste, and Batiste families, and friends, relatives, and neighbors of St. Andrew, St. David, and St. George. The funeral of the late Donald Augustine Bartholomew, also known as Caliste, Swales, and Dada, of Munich, who resided at Grand Bachelet St. Andrew, will take place on Thursday, 18th May at 12:30 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Croshu RC Church, and interment will be at the Churchyard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Benedict Chambers, also known as Frank, Kakaye, and Captain, of Grand Roy St. John, who resided in the United Kingdom, passed away on Saturday, 29th April 2023, at the age of 80. He was the husband of Marie Chambers, father of Sylvan, stepfather of Leonard, also known as Leo, Bernard, also known as Beau, Teresa and Sherland in the USA, and Claudius, also known as Eck in Grenada. Grandfather of 16, great-grandfather of 11, brother of Derek in Grenada, brother-in-law of Hillary in Grenada, Monica in the USA, and George in the United Kingdom. Nephew of Mabel, father-in-law of Carnis and Carolyn in the USA, Carlisle, also known as Carl, and Lincoln in the USA. Many nieces and nephews, including Selena in Australia, Errol, Daryl, Claudius, Delano, Cinder and Leslyn, Curtis, Deck, Terry, Angela, Josephine, Beverly, Tony, Kelvin and Bernadette. Caregivers Dr. Jude and Twine, Jean, Jude, Barbara, Betty and Jocelyn. Many other relatives and friends, including Rawlings in the USA, Anthea, Val, the Chambers family of Marigot and Concord, the McQueen, Marquez and Samuel families of Grand Roy, Jones, Mr. and Mrs. Andrews, Jerry and the fishing communities of Wharf and Grand Roy, and friends and neighbours of Grand Roy and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Benedict Chambers, also known as Frank Cacaye and Captain, of Grand Roy St. John, who resided in the United Kingdom, will take place on Thursday, 18th May at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at Christ the King Catholic Church, Grand Roy, St. John, and entombment will be at the Family Cemetery, Grand Roy. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Joyce Mary Antwine of Lansopine St. George died on Tuesday, 16th April 2023, at the age of 84. Left to mourn 4 sons, Dr. Patrick Antwine, Paul Antwine, Waikosi Antwine, and Ron Antwine. 2 adopted sons, Valentine and Jefferson Antwine. She was mother to Bernard Celestine and Gloria Celestine. 4 sisters, Claudette Charles in the United States, Veronica Charles, Christine Charles Price, and Ava Rees in Trinidad. Sister-in-law, Sybil Antwine of Hope St. Andrew. 12 grandchildren, Tariq Zachariah in the United States, Tanya Antwine in Canada, Javal Antwine in Grenada, Emmanuel Francis, Meredith Austin and Elijah Antwine in Trinidad, Thabo and Yano Antwine in Grenada, Kazim Antwine, Akio and Nia Antwine, and Gamba Antwine, all in Grenada. Daughter-in-law Suzanne Antwine. Many other relatives and friends, including the Noel and George families of Richmond Ladigue, the Stewart family of the Villa St. George, the Celestine family of Mount Tranquil St. David, the Celestine and Emmons families of Happy Hill, the Wilson and Batiste families of Victoria St. Mark, the Gilbert families of Petite Bucaille, Lauraland and Beaton St. David, the Charles family of Toka Bay, Windsor Forest, and the Francis family of Petite Bucaille St. David. Special friends, teachers and students attached to the School for the Deaf in Grenada, Listermere Gilby High School for the Deaf in Jamaica, and St. Lucia School for the Deaf. Close friends Justice Michelle Ann Austin, Raquel Antwine, Diane Francis, Hudson McPhail, Errol and Heather Sims, and the members of the Gospel Hall congregation of Grenada. The funeral service for the late Joyce Mary Antwine of Lansopine St. George will take place on Thursday, 18th May at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Calavani Gospel Hall and entombment will be at the Grand Anse Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Ashley Augustus Ned, also known as Ned, of Grosse Pointe St. Mark, a well-known builder, passed away on Thursday, April 20th, 2023, at the age of 71. He was the father of Allison Ned in the USA, Ron, Ricardo and Amos Ned in Canada, and Ali Raymond in Grenada. Grandfather of Rikisha, Abigail, Ezekiel, Eliana, Alicia, Kalina, and Azariah. Brother of 7, including Jackie Ned and Judy Ned Rodrigue in Canada, Jimmy Ned in the USA, and Joy Ned in Grenada. Father-in-law of Manda, Nancy and Sharon Ned in Canada, and Myrthlyn Raymond in Grenada. Stepfather of Osbert Charles, Oslin Ravenel, Esther Matthew, and Linda Matthew. Brother-in-law of 5, including Ursula Ned and Joe Rodrigue in Canada. Uncle of many, including Vernon Nicholas and Gary Ned. Grand-uncle of many. Other relatives and friends including beloved cousin Derek Ned, Jester Alexander and family, Elvis Alexander and family, Ancilla Blackett and family, Stephen and Winston Caliker, Alex Blackett, the Ned and Matthew families of Grosse Pointe and Moran, Albert Forsyth and family, Pastor Liam Pariag and family, the Wellington family, Kester Barry, Rosemary Welch, Arlington Mitchell, Martin McVean, and members of the Grace Assembly Church of Wharve, and friends and associates of the construction industry in Grenada, and friends and neighbors of Grosse Pointe and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Ashley Augustus Ned, also known as Ned of Grosse Pointe St. Mark, will take place on Thursday, 18th May at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Wharve Open Bible Church, and entombment will be at the Douglaston Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Ifani Chedu Timothy Alexander, also known as Chedu and Max, of Village Road, Grenville, St. Andrew, who resided in the USA, passed away on Thursday, April 20th, 2023, at the age of 32. Left to mourn his mother, Pearl Stewart née Alexander. He was the brother of Marlon and Leandra, father of Milan and Kobe, uncle of Elijah, Naya and Riel, brother-in-law of Sherry and Denzel, nephew of Kingsley, Job, Joseph, James and Lashley. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Shani, Rukia, Moosh, Dornette, Sarita, Shade, Alec, Nandi, Simba, Kizzy, Victoria and Ashley, the Durham family of Cookle Road, the Smith family of Grenville, and friends and neighbors in Houston, Texas, Village Road, Grenville, and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Ifani Chedu Timothy Alexander, also known as Chedu and Max, of Village Road, Grenville, St. Andrew, who resided in the USA, will take place on Thursday, 18th May at 10:30 a.m. Funeral service will be held at the Lacqua Brothers Funeral Chapel, Gladstone Road, Grenville, St. Andrew, according to Anglican rites, and interment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Joan Jane Williams, also known as Tanti Joan of Boca St. George, passed away on Tuesday, 9th May 2023, at the age of 71. Left to cherish her memory are her husband Jeremiah Williams, children Karine Dale Williams, Hank Williams, Andrel Batiste, Tyrell Williams, and Crystal Radix. Grandchildren Zoe, Zara, Zivan, Zenon, Eden, Jaireh, and Israel. Siblings Vernis Marichaud, Leroy, Zephyrin, Mikey, and Brenda Batiste. Daughters-in-law Cynthia Williams and Christy Williams. Sons-in-law Dean Radix and Mike Batiste. Nieces and nephews Hermine Marichaud, Johnny Marichaud, Evra Grant, Marina Thomas, Joey Cador, Randy Cador, Gary and Terry Edwards, Hazel and Clarence, and many others in Trinidad and Tobago. Other relatives and friends including Catherine Jones, Kim, Robbie, Kem, Paddy, the pastors and members of the St. George's Evangelical Church and Harvest Time Pentecostal Church, and neighbors and friends of Boca, Sanko, Vendham, Caliste, and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Joan Jane Williams, also known as Tanti Joan of Boca St. George, will take place on Thursday, 18th May at 1 p.m., beginning with tributes. Funeral service will be held at the Ebenezer New Testament Church, Beaulieu, St. George, followed by interment at the Beaulieu Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Teresa Agata Registi, née Simon, also known as Antonica and Auntie Mammy, of Grand Roy St. John, who resided in the UK, passed away on Monday, 17th April, at the age of 82. She was the mother of Marcia, Peter, and Kristen Registi, Carol Baton, and Debbie Schneider in the UK, grandmother of Lincoln, Tamara, Louis Morgan, Alice and Frederick, great-grandmother of Yasmin, Willow, and Harley, mother-in-law of Michael Baton, Sharon Registi, and Ludwig Schneider, aunt of many including Glenda, Hubert, Ralph, Antonica, Enoch, Veronica Cadeau, Audlin, Nordlin, Phyllis, and Audette. Many other relatives and friends including Janice Hamilton, Claudette Modeste, Eileen Moses and family, Yvette Modeste, the Cadeau, Simon, Mitchell, Thomas, Francis, Romaine and Modeste families of Grand Roy, Montplaisir, Marigot, Concord, Trinidad and the UK. The funeral of the late Teresa Agata Registi, née Simon, also known as Antonica and Auntie Mammy, of Grandroy St. John, who resided in the UK, will take place on Friday, 19th May at 1 p.m. The funeral service will be held at the Grandroy Catholic Church St. John, and the interment will be at the family cemetery, Montplaisir. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
Cyril Jimmy Joseph, also known as Chambe, of Coles Gap, St. David, passed away on Tuesday, 25th April 2023, at the age of 66. He was the father of Devon Smart, Javin, Javil, Lureen, Laslin, Lareen and Lonia Charles, grandfather of Morgan, Giovanna and Janika Charles, and Brittany Fortune, brother of Baptiste Joey Joseph, Jacinta and Agnes Joseph, Hazel and Jack and Joy Margaret Francis in the USA, Fabian and Alfred Joseph in Grenada, nephew of Christine Thomas in Grenada, Ruby Paris, Augustine Bernard, and Eric Bernard in England, uncle of many including Antonia, Verniel, Keisha, Vonika and Denzel, brother-in-law of Caroline Joseph and Von Rick Jack. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Laurel Simeon, Karen Antwine, the Smart, Bernard, Charles, Agard and Telesford families, Jean Jones, Terry Charles and family, and friends and neighbors of Coles Gap, Content and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Cyril Jimmy Joseph, also known as Chambe of Coles Gap, St. David, will take place on Friday 19th May at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Church of Christ, Lassager, St. David, and interment will be at the Corinth Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Rodney Peter Hall, also known as Solomon and Sharkey, of Levra St. Patrick, passed away on Saturday 29th April 2023 at the age of 53. The funeral arrangements for the late Rodney Peter Hall, also known as Solomon and Sharkey, of Levra St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Leon Forsyth, also known as Uncle Lee and Pragat, of Victoria St. Mark, who resided at Defoe St. George, passed away on Monday 8th May 2023 at the age of 69. The funeral arrangements for the late Leon Forsyth, also known as Uncle Lee and Pragat, of Victoria St. Mark, who resided at Defoe St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Augustine Walter Telesford, also known as Beggs, and the Missing Man, of Coles Gap, St. David, who resided at Westerhall, passed away on Saturday 6th May 2023 at the age of 75. The funeral arrangements for the late Augustine Walter Telesford, also known as Beggs, and the Missing Man, of Coles Gap, St. David, who resided at Westerhall, St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Pastor Dr. Adrian Leroy Marast, also known as Bill, of Hope City, St. Andrew, passed away on Friday, May 5th, 2023, at the age of 75. The funeral arrangements for the late Pastor Dr. Adrian Leroy Marast, also known as Bill, of Hope City, St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Frida Boyd, also known as Auntie Frida, of Annandale, St. George, passed away on Friday, May 5th, 2023, at the age of 86. The funeral arrangements for the late Frida Boyd, also known as Auntie Frida, of Annandale, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Myrtle Helen Frederick of Marley St. Patrick passed away on May 4th, 2023, at the age of 90. The funeral arrangements for the late Myrtle Helen Frederick of Marley St. Patrick will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Veronica Evelyn McNeely, also known as Miss Mark or Mama of Grandsborough St. Andrew, passed away on Sunday, 30th April, at the age of 102. The funeral arrangements of the late Veronica Evelyn McNeely of Grandsborough St. Andrew will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lokwa Brothers Funeral Home.
Neville Darius Moses Caliste, also known as Chalku, of Mount Fanhope St. Andrew, passed away on Friday 28th April 2023 at the age of 95. The funeral arrangements for the late Neville Darius Moses Caliste, also known as Chalku, of Mount Fanhope St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lakwa Brothers Funeral Home. Anthony St. Paul, also known as Sky Grease and Tony, of Mount Granby St. John, who resided at Brazan St. George, a well-known truck driver, passed away on Wednesday 19th April 2023 at the age of 56. The funeral arrangements for the late Anthony St. Paul, also known as Sky Grease and Tony, of Mount Granby St. John, who resided at Brazan St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lakwa Brothers Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thank you for watching.
Hi, my name is Bishop Daniel Moe, the Bishop of Jerusalem Spiritual Baptist Church. Jesus is quoting that if you believe in him, you shall live again. Those of you who have lost your loved ones, my special sympathy to you. God was declared, as Jesus spoke to Martha and Mary in the 11th chapter of St. John, quote